Get ready for a high-speed tour of the automotive world because things are moving faster than ever. We start with the massive success of the GAC Toyota joint venture in China. Their BZ3X electric SUV has absolutely dominated the market with over 80,000 deliveries in its first year alone, proving that a $15,000 price tag is exactly what drivers are looking for. It is the best-selling EV from a joint venture in the region, and with features like Momenta 5.0 self-driving tech, it is clear why this vehicle is making waves.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next up, we need to talk about the unfair reality of current fuel policies that are creating a massive divide for drivers everywhere. As governments like Canada and others implement gas tax holidays to lower costs at the pump, experts are arguing that electric vehicle owners deserve the exact same treatment. It is all about stopping the cycle of dependency on volatile fossil fuel prices. By giving EV buyers the fair tax exemptions, they need to make the switch to a cleaner, more stable future. Then we have the major structural shakeup happening behind the scenes at Ford. The company is now aggressively integrating its EV unit directly into its global manufacturing operations, a strategic pivot designed to streamline production and cut costs across the board. By folding these specialized teams into the larger company structure, Ford is positioning itself to compete head-on in an increasingly crowded global market. Finally, we are looking at the massive tech crossover happening within the Ford lineup. Even as the company shifts its focus toward hybrids, they are taking the groundbreaking, high-efficiency motor technology developed by their top-secret Skunkworks EV team and injecting it straight into their gas-electric vehicles. This is all about leveraging innovation to keep costs down and performance high. If you love staying ahead of the automotive curve, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. What if I told you that the world's largest automaker just delivered a hit electric SUV for the price of a used economy car? That is exactly what is happening in China, where Toyota's BZ3X is shaking up the market. We are talking about a fully electric SUV that launched with so much hype, it literally crashed the company's servers. And now, a year later, it has officially cleared 80,000 deliveries. Even with a tsunami of ultra-cheap domestic rivals flooding the streets, the BZ3X has sat at the top of the joint venture sales charts for 7 straight months. It is honestly impressive to see Toyota flex this level of dominance in a space where they have been criticized for moving slowly. So, why is it such a big deal? It comes down to the math. Starting at just $15,000, this is Toyota's first real attempt at a volume-focused, affordable pure electric SUV, and they did not skimp on the tech. You are looking at a cabin that feels miles ahead of what you would expect from a traditional Toyota. We are talking a huge 14.6-inch floating screen, a Snapdragon processor, and even roof-mounted LiDAR for end-to-end self-driving capabilities. It is essentially a RAV4-sized EV that offers up to 379 miles of range. It's a compelling package that makes you wonder why we don't see this level of value everywhere. Now, the bad news for those of you in the States. Because this is a China-exclusive production, we won't be seeing this specific model on our roads. However, Toyota is clearly ramping up their global EV game. They are rolling out new electric SUVs in the US market this year. And while they won't be hitting that $15,000 mark, aggressive incentives like 0% APRA financing and $7,000 cash discounts are clearly working. The BZ line is already chasing down Tesla for top spots in the sales race. If you are in the market for a new EV, check the links in our description to see what is available near you. It is clear that the EV war is heating up, and Toyota is no longer just a spectator. If they can bring this level of value to the rest of the world, the competition better watch their backs. What do you think? Would you drive a $15K Toyota EV if you could get your hands on one? Let us know in the comments. Ever feel like the deck is stacked against you when you try to do the right thing for the planet? As gas prices skyrocket, governments everywhere are scrambling to help by offering fuel tax holidays. It sounds like a win for your wallet today, right? But here is the hard truth. It is a short-term band-aid that keeps us hooked on the same volatile system. If we are handing out tax breaks to keep the pumps running, why aren't we giving that same, if not greater, grace to those making the switch to electric vehicles? Let's look at the logic here. Taxes are meant to be a disincentive, but our current gas taxes have been stagnant for decades, barely making a dent in consumption. Meanwhile, the sheer uncertainty of fuel prices is the real wake-up call for consumers. Yet, by artificially lowering gas prices, governments are actually cushioning the blow and delaying the necessary transition to more stable, cleaner alternatives. It's a paradox. We subsidize the problem while wondering why the solution is moving so slowly. Then you have the bureaucracy nightmare. We see governments dangling EV incentives with one hand while hitting owners with extra registration fees and taxes with the other, all under the guise of road funding. But if gas taxes are being waived, those fossil fuel drivers aren't contributing to road maintenance either. If we want to talk about fairness, we have to look at the massive external costs of oil, from pollution to the geopolitical price of global conflict. So, what's the fix? Keep it simple. If a government cuts taxes on gasoline, they should immediately mirror that with a sales tax exemption for all electric vehicles, whether new or used. This isn't just about the sticker price, it's about lowering that monthly payment for the average person. It is an immediate, impactful way to help people make the leap to EVs today. If we really want to stop the cycle of economic pain and fossil fuel dependency, we need to stop subsidizing the status quo and start aggressively supporting the exit ramp. Are we going to keep paying for the past, or are we going to finally invest in our future? Let me know your take in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the energy revolution. Ever wonder why a giant like Ford is suddenly shaking up its entire playbook? If you look at the recent moves coming out of Dearborn, you will see a massive pivot. Ford is officially integrating its EV unit directly back into its global manufacturing operations. It is a bold move that signals we are moving well past the experimental phase of the electric transition. For years, the industry treated EVs like a side hustle, separate teams, separate budgets, and separate goals. But Ford clearly realized that if they want to survive the brutal price wars against Tesla and the relentless pressure from GM, they cannot afford to keep their electric ambitions in a silo. By folding their EV production into the main line, they are betting big on economies of scale. Think about it. Why manage two supply chains when one could do the job more efficiently? This isn't just about cutting costs. It is about survival and speed in a market that refuses to wait. It is a classic move to streamline processes, share battery technology across their entire fleet, and frankly, stop burning through cash like it is going out of style. As we see Ford lean into this hybrid of gas and electric production, it begs the question: is this the strategy that finally bridges the gap between legacy reliability and the electric future? I want to hear your take, so drop a comment below and let me know if you think this integration will put Ford ahead of the pack, or if they are just catching up too late. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the shifting tides of the auto industry. And remember, in the race to electrification, the companies that adapt the fastest are the ones that actually make it to the finish line. Have you ever wondered if the death of the electric car revolution was actually just a tactical retreat? Ford just dropped a bombshell, and it's not just about EVs anymore. After pumping the brakes on several next-gen electric projects, the automaker is pivoting hard, but there is a secret weapon hidden in their playbook: the Skunkworks EV tech. They aren't ditching their research. They are cannibalizing it to supercharge their hybrids. Imagine taking the high-efficiency drive units from an affordable, tech-heavy electric truck and cramming that DNA into a standard gas-powered hybrid. That is exactly what Ford is doing. It's a genius move, really. By leveraging the cost-saving breakthroughs of their universal EV platform, Ford is trying to make their hybrids cheaper, more efficient, and undeniably punchier. We are talking about a future where nearly 90% of their global lineup gets some form of electrification by the end of the decade. But let's be real. Why the sudden shift? Well, the ghost in the machine is the rise of Chinese automakers. Companies like Xiaomi have built EVs so impressive that even Ford CEO Jim Farley admitted he couldn't stop driving one. Now, he is sounding the alarm, claiming it's not a fair fight because of China's aggressive pricing and massive production capacity. Ford is effectively fighting a two-front war. They are racing to modernize their own tech while lobbying to keep the competition at bay. It makes you wonder, can Ford's Skunkworks engineering bridge the gap before the market shifts permanently? What do you think? Is this smart adaptation, or are they playing catch-up in a race they have already lost? Let us know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the auto industry. And remember, in the world of car manufacturing, the technology that survives is the one that evolves. Thanks for watching.